Feeling helpless. Wayward spouse female, early 30s. My betrayed spouse told me this week that he's spoken to a lawyer. He's moving forward with separation. I don't think it's fully hit me yet. I keep checking my phone like I'm waiting for some different version of the news to arrive. As if he might text and say, "I was just mad, I didn't mean it." But he's not that kind of person. He doesn't say things he doesn't mean, and I think that's what scares me most. We've been married for 5 years. Together longer, we've survived cross-country moves, both of us going through med school exams. Loss. He was there when I lost my dad. He sat through every sleepless night of my residency applications. And I really thought we were strong. Now I can't sleep. I sit in our apartment and it feels unfamiliar, like I've already been erased from the version of the future we were building. He still sleeps here, but we barely speak. We pass each other like polite strangers. It's not even cold. It's worse. It's quiet, like there's nothing left to even argue about. He said calmly that he waited 2 years for something to change inside him, that he tried, that he didn't want to make an impulsive decision, that I had chances. I did. So many, honestly. I just didn't realize they were finite. When he first found out, God, even writing that makes me nauseous. I thought we'd recover. I thought we would be one of the strong couples who survived this. That if I showed him enough sorrow, enough willingness to change, he'd eventually see me again. Not just the damage I caused, but he hasn't. Or maybe he has, and that's why he's leaving. I don't know how to do this. I wake up every day and try to pretend I'm fine at work. I go from patient to patient, smile, focus, take notes, and then come home and fall apart. It's like I've split into two people. One of them wears the coat and says the right things. The other is sitting in our kitchen at 2 a.m., holding a coffee cup she never drinks from, wishing she could go back in time and make better choices. I don't know what kind of help I'm even looking for right now. I just needed somewhere to say this out loud. I don't want him to go, and I know I gave him every reason to. I never pictured myself here. I didn't grow up thinking I'd be the kind of woman who would destroy her marriage, but I did. It happened. It wasn't one night or one kiss. It was choices, slow, selfish ones. And by the time I admitted it, he already knew. He's always been good at reading between the lines. I think he was waiting to see if I'd tell the truth, and when I did it like I was sparing him. I wasn't. I was just scared. I kept hoping that if I could prove I had changed, it would undo something. I threw myself into transparency, location sharing, phone access, anything. But he never asked. He didn't even look. He just nodded like it didn't matter anymore. And now it doesn't. I feel like I'm watching him pack up from a distance, emotionally, mentally, even if he hasn't moved out yet. He's going to start a new chapter without me, and I'll be the girl who blew it all up for what? Attention? Escape? I don't even know anymore. I haven't told my family. They love him. They think we're fine. My mom keeps asking when we'll visit next. I just nod and change the subject. I feel like such a fraud. I don't know if he still loves me. I'm not sure if it matters anymore. All I know is that he's leaving, and I can't stop him. And I probably shouldn't. I just needed to write that down somewhere. Because tonight I feel completely, hopelessly empty. Update: I was in my first year of residency and completely overwhelmed when I had my affair. I wasn't coping well. I was sleeping 4 hours a night, eating whatever I could grab in 5 minutes, and walking around with imposter syndrome eating me alive. I met him, my AP, early on in the program. There were 6 of us in our class. He was confident, funny in the way only people with nothing to lose are. We had similar rotations, similar stories about childhood, toxic families, pressure, the kind of pressure you either collapse under or turn into something else entirely. We started off as friends who happened to stay a little later at the hospital, who texted a little more than we needed to, who covered each other's shifts and walked to the parking lot together. But we both knew exactly what we were doing. The flirting wasn't subtle. The emotional dependence wasn't innocent. It turned physical once, then again. Then it became something I had to actively lie about, delete messages, clear call logs, block out time in my calendar so my husband wouldn't notice patterns. He wasn't suspicious at first. He's always trusted me. I don't think that even occurred to me at the time how much of a gift that was. I honestly believed I could keep both. I thought I could segment my life, show up for my husband, be the partner I'd promised to be, and still have this thing on the side that set my insides on fire. I was addicted to that feeling. I don't even know why anymore. It makes me nauseous to think about. The night it ended, my husband and I were abroad, 3-year anniversary. We were sitting at dinner and he asked out of nowhere if there was something I wanted to tell him. I froze. My AP had confessed to his wife that same day. She had apparently found our messages. He told her everything. I knew it was only a matter of time before she'd reach out to my husband, but I didn't know she had already done so. And just like that, my perfect marriage had ended before we had even gone on the dinner that night. I broke down and told him everything. He just nodded and said, "Okay." And I remember sitting there, unable to breathe, waiting for the floor to collapse, but it didn't. He just paid the bill and we walked back to the hotel in silence. What followed were 2 years of me trying to make up for it. I started therapy. I cut off my AP completely. I avoided every room he was in. I gave my husband full access to everything, my phone, my schedule, my location. He never asked for it, but I kept offering, hoping he'd see I wasn't hiding anymore. We tried couples therapy, but could never line it up with our work schedules. We gave up after a while, and I convinced myself we were still making progress. And in some ways, we were. He stayed. He came home. He let me touch him again eventually. He stopped flinching when I walked into the room. He stopped looking hollow, but he never really came back, and I didn't want to admit that to myself. Looking back, I think he detached slowly, bit by bit. He gave me a chance to fix myself, not to win him back, but maybe to soften his own exit. I don't know. I want to believe he stayed as long as he did because he still loved me somewhere deep down. But part of me, a rather large part, feels like he stayed till his residency finished, using me for sex and for chores. Like a placeholder in his life till the next best thing arrived. That realization is unbearable. He told me last week that he's spoken to a lawyer, that he's leaving. What a coincidence that his residency ended last month. Maybe it's just a coincidence after all. And I've spent the last few days walking around this apartment like it's already abandoned. I keep picking up things that we bought together and feeling like I'm trespassing in someone else's life. He sleeps on the couch now. That was his choice. I offered to leave and he said no. He said there's no point in scrambling anymore. We both know what this is, he said. That sentence broke something in me. Because he's right. I want to be better. I'm not saying that for him anymore. I'm saying it because I finally see how empty I've been. I thought being a good partner meant doing all the surface things, but I was absent on a deeper level. That's really the biggest shortcoming of me as a partner. I know this is rambling. I know it probably reads like too little too late. It probably is, but I needed to say it somewhere. I miss him, I miss us, and I know I don't get to ask for another chance. I want to get to a place where I don't need one. I don't know what healing looks like from this point forward. I only know I can't keep reaching for him anymore. He's gone, even if he's still technically here. If I ever get the chance to love someone again, I don't want to do it with this version of myself. I want to be someone who can connect with a partner on a deeper emotional level. Someone who doesn't need validation from every room she walks into. Someone who deserves the kind of love I threw away. I can't change what I did, but I can stop pretending I didn't ruin something beautiful.